Hello students, good morning all of you. Today we go for discussing the important distribution as far as your probability is concerned, which is nothing but the normal distribution. So what do you mean by normal distribution? What are the characteristics of the normal distribution? And overall way, how the normal distribution is going to help to us. So these things you need to understand, okay? So normal distribution. So this is the third distribution as far as your syllabus is concerned. Earlier we understood about two very important discrete distributions like binomial distribution and as well as the Poisson distribution. What is the probability formula of the binomial distribution? That is probability of x is equal to ncx p power x q power n minus x. And also, what is the probability formula of the Poisson distribution? That is probability of x that is equal to e power minus lambda power x by x factorial. So these two distributions, strictly speaking, both are discrete type of distributions. I mean to say these two distributions can be applied in all those situations which is of discrete in nature. If you want to understand information about what you call the number of cars have been flying on the Hyderabad roads, a number of televisions of a particular company's sales, okay, and as well as a number of patients who have been joining with particular disease, understand? So these are all nothing but few of the examples of discrete situations. But besides discrete situation, one more situation exists, what you call that continuous situation. Continuous situation, okay. To understand about this continuous nature, continuous situation, we need to apply continuous distributions. Normal distribution is there, okay. Cauchy distribution is there, beta distribution is there, gamma distribution is there. So these are few of the continuous distributions. The normal distribution is known as the king of all the distributions. Very important. Why? Because the normal distribution is universally applicable distribution. That means in some situations where you will be in a dilemma to apply whether discrete distribution need to apply or else a continuous distribution need to apply. In all those situations we can apply the normal distribution. That possibility is there because of what you call the central limit theorem. What you call this? Central limit theorem. Okay. So everything leads to a normality. This is advanced statistics. But overall way, you should remember that the normal distribution is known as the king of all the distributions. Understand? Now, the one more name for the normal distribution is nothing but the Gaussian distribution. Gaussian distribution. Both are same. Explain about Gaussian distribution. You should not confuse, which is nothing but the normal distribution only. Okay. So normal distribution is a continuous distribution. That means in the normal distribution, the random variable can spread from minus infinity values to the what you call plus infinity values. There is no limit at all. Negative values, positive values, understand, decimal values, integer values, whatever may be the what you call the values, the data type, in all those data types you can apply the normal distribution. Okay. Let us suppose that here a small data I am going to give. some what you call age group of certain people have been given, okay, and their heights have been given. Age group and heights. So generally age group, let us suppose 0 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, okay. Now 10 to 15 years, like 15 to 20 years. So like height would be what you call 1.28 meters, 1. What you call 29 or else 1.30, okay, like what you call 1.62, like 1. What you called 63, like that. So what is this? This is the continuous data. So here the age is also continuous variable and height is also continuous variable. So we should not say that age means exactly 0 age, exactly 5 years. Within that also days, minutes, nanoseconds will be counted. What you call that? Continuous sense. Same way height also means, doesn't mean that exactly 1.28, understand? Intermittently small, variation also should arise. That also can be measurable. So such a way, whenever the variable is of continuous type, you can apply the normal distribution. Okay. Now just like our discrete distributions, here also the normal distribution is having a probability formula. But here the probability formula you are calling as a PDF, probability density function. What do you mean by PDF? PDF stands for probability density function. Density function. But whereas in the case of discrete distributions, what do you call here? PMF, probability mass function. PMF stands for probability mass function. PDF stands for probability density function. In general, if you want, you can call probability function. Then what is the normal distribution probability function is? So here remember that to show the distinction, instead of Px, here we write Fx. The probability density function of the normal distribution we are going to denote by Fx. Doesn't mean that just like Px only, but to have that continuous nature distinction, we are showing the probability formula as Fx. The probability formula of the normal distribution is nothing but 1 by sigma root 2 pi, okay, e power minus half, okay, x minus mu by sigma whole square. So this is called the probability formula of the normal distribution. Here x is a random variable which takes values from minus infinity to plus infinity. That means it assumes all the values. So how do you read this? Generally this information can be denoted like this. If x is a normal random variable which follows, what is the symbol name is follows, okay, a normal distribution with mean 0 and variance sigma square, with mean 0, variance sigma square, then the probability formula of the normal distribution is given by Fx is equal to 1 by sigma root 2 pi exponential power minus half x minus mu by sigma whole square. So this is called the definition of the normal distribution. Define normal distribution. If x is a random variable which follows normal mu comma sigma square, then the probability density function is given by like this: Fx is equal to 1 by sigma root 2 pi e power minus half x minus mu by sigma whole square. Getting my pen? Now where e is nothing but mathematical function, constant, exponential function. So what is its value? 2.71828. You have to remember this. Okay. Now, After understanding the normal distribution, its probability formula, if you see carefully, just like our binomial distribution and as well as the probability, what you call this Poisson distribution probability formulas, to get the probability values from this formula is going to be very, very difficult because exponential has been involved with certain power. Okay. Hence, what happened? In order to calculate the normal distribution probabilities, the normal distribution is going to be standardized. This word is very, very important. Standardized. Okay. So that standardized information is known as the standard normal distribution. What do you call this one? The standard normal distribution. Now remember that when you go higher level in the statistics, that means when you become the data analyst, two words are very, very familiar whenever what you call your understanding about the scaling. Scaling means measurements. One is called the standardization. Standardization. And one more is called normalization. Both are very, very important. Okay. So based upon the situation, sometimes you should convert the data into standardized form. Some more time you need to convert into normalization form. Then what is the meaning of standardization? Standardization is nothing but from every variable, if you subtract its mean and divide it by with its standard deviation, that becomes the standardized data. Okay. Then what do you mean by normalization? Normalization is nothing but a variable minus minimum value by max minus minimum value. What to call this? The normalization. Okay. Now here, the standardized normal distribution means what? Now that means if X is a normal distribution variate, what are its mean is mu and sigma square, it's what to call the variance. Remember that the sigma square is a new symbol. What to call this sigma square? The symbol name is sigma. Sigma. Okay. As you know very well, relationship between standard deviation and variance. Square root of what you called variance is nothing but the standard deviation. That means the standard deviation in the normal distribution is going to be sigma. So if X is a normal variate with mean mu and sigma square is the variance, then we are going to calculate one more variate. What to call that? Z variate, denoted by Z. Z tables you find. Standard, just like logarithmic tables, Z tables, area tables. We are going to calculate Z values. Its formula is nothing but the normal variate values X minus its mean mu whole divided by its standard deviation sigma. So every normal distribution value converted into a one more distribution, what to call this standard normal distribution. To convert this, what is the formula? Z is equal to X minus mu by sigma, where mu is called the mean. So what is mu here? Mu is nothing but mean, and sigma is known as the standard deviation. Then sigma square, variance. So X minus mu by sigma is known as the standard normal variate. Then how it is going to be denoted? Then the Z follows a standard normal distribution Sn. Always its mean is going to be 0 and its variance is going to be 1. Very, very important. Whatever may be the normal distribution mean and its variance, Once if we convert that entire data into a standard normal distribution, its mean is going to be 0 and variance is going to be always 1. Then what happens? The probability calculation becomes so easy. That is the purpose of conversion of the normal variate into a standard normal variate. Understand? Then the probability formula of the standard normal distribution is going to be Fz. Okay. 1 by. Now just now we came to know for every standard normal variate, the variance is 1. Variance is 1 means square root of 1 is nothing but 1 only. That means standard deviation of standard normal distribution is also going to be 1. So that means here, so instead of sigma, what do you put here? 1. So 1 into square root of 2 pi. So need not to write. So what you can write here? Square root of 2 pi. Okay. E power. Okay. Now what is this? Entire x minus mu by sigma. Just now we assumed. Entire x minus mu by sigma is nothing but z. So here directly what do you get here? Minus z square by 2. So instead of this term what I kept here? Z only. Minus and 2 will be as it is. Square term will be as it is. So what do you call this? This you are calling as the standard normal distribution probability formula. So conversion is very, very important. While doing the normal distribution formula, this activity compulsorily you are performing. Because directly you cannot get the probability values by substituting the values in this formula, just like our binomial distribution, Poisson distribution. We are converting this normal distribution into a one more form. That one more form you are calling as the standard normal distribution. We are subjecting the data into what to call a process. What to call that process? Standardization. So always standardized data will have the mean as 0 and variance as 1. Then this probability formula is going to be turned up like this. Okay, so this is called actually what do you mean by normal distribution. So under normal distribution, you are going to understand a one more distribution. What do you call that? Standard normal distribution. Okay. Now after understanding the normal distribution, now we are going to understand the properties of the normal distribution. Very, very important property. First property. The normal distribution is a continuous distribution. Continuous distribution. That means it assumes values from minus infinity to plus infinity. All the values it assumes. First property. The second property. The normal distribution probability curve shape is bell shape. Very, very important property. So when you draw all the normal distribution values, whatever you get from the data on the graph paper, remember that the curve shape will be like this, a bell shape. Edges should not touch. Okay. What is the shape of this? It looks like a bell, like this. Okay. Hence, the curve name has given as bell shape. Tell me the distribution name which has got bell shape curve means normal distribution. Okay. The normal distribution is a symmetric distribution. This is one more very, very important. symmetric distribution. What is symmetric distribution? Okay. Symmetric distribution means if you draw a line, middle line here, okay, that line should partition the entire area into two exact halves. That is possible in the normal distribution. Hence, what we call this symmetric distribution. Just like our both the hands. Okay. Let us suppose that this is the line, middle line. So if you close this one, either way you side only one part. But if you open, then you realize this. Yes, two palms are there. One more example I can give here, notebook. If you hold the notebook, only one side of the face is visible. But when you open, two sides can be visible. That means left side, right side will have the same area. Such a kind of property is known as the symmetric property. Symmetricity. So normal distribution is what kind of distribution? Symmetric distribution. Okay. Mean, median, mode. All these three things are equal to the normal distribution. This is the one more wonderful property. So every value is going to be coincide here. The mean is equal to median is equal to mode. Okay. Property number 5. The skewness of the normal distribution denoted by beta 1 is 0. What even is skewness? Already told you. So whenever if you are understanding about the data, first thing is you portray the data on a graph. You will understand the picture. You convert the numerical information in terms of picture. Here the picture means a graph. So when you see the graph, if at all extension is there only one side, either to the left side or right side, what you call that? You call such a kind of data as a skewed data. When skewed data is there, that indicates that lot more variance is there. But as far as the skewness of the normal distribution is concerned, which is having 0, that means both the sides, left hand side and as well as the right hand side, it is going to have the same way extended portion. Skewness property is very, very important. Next one, kurtosis. So kurtosis of the normal distribution, generally denoted by beta 2, which is nothing but 3, exact 3. Kurtosis is nothing but the peakiness of the curve. How sharp, if you go to up of the curve. Like leptokurtic is there, mesokurtic is there, platykurtic is there. So kurtosis of the what you called the normal distribution is 3. Next, very, very important property, what you call this, the area property. This is the special property of the normal distribution. Okay. So while calculating the probabilities in the normal distribution, so what happens, we make use of what you call this bell-shaped curve. Okay. Now as you all know that for a normal distribution, this middle value denotes what you call the mean. That we are going to denote by means of mu. So 1 unit distance from here, what you call this, sigma. Same way from the mean, if you come this side, this becomes what you call negative side, minus sigma. From here, 2 unit distance, what you call this, 2 sigma. Left side if you come, that becomes what you called minus 2 sigma. Same way this becomes positive 3 sigma and this becomes what you called negative 3 sigma. So this is called the normal distribution curve, the bell-shaped curve. But I already told you, directly you cannot apply the normal distribution formula. We are converting this normal distribution to a standard normal variate. So let us observe here, the mean is mu here. If you convert into the standard normal variate, so what is the x value here? Mu. Mu minus mu by sigma. What do you get here? 0. So now I am providing the standard normal variate values corresponding to each normal variate value. So for mu, the standard normal variate value, z value is what? 0. How I got that? Substitution in this formula. So what is the x value here? Mu. Okay. Mu minus mu by sigma. Okay. Now what is the value of this becomes now from here we added. Okay. Now mu plus sigma. So now we substitute instead of x mu plus sigma minus mu by sigma. So plus minus gets cancelled. Okay. Then what do you get here? So as far as the uses of the normal distribution is concerned, complete sampling theory is based upon the normal distribution. In the 4th unit, we are going to discuss about the sampling theory. What even a sample, what even a population, how many ways are there to select a sample, like random sampling methods are there, which also be known as probabilistic sampling methods, like simple random sampling methods, stratified random sampling methods, systematic sampling methods, okay. And same in non-probability sampling methods are there, deterministic sampling methods, like convenient sampling methods, chunk. So most of the times, the all probability sampling methods are based upon the normal distribution. And also we are going to perform to few statistical tests, large sample tests, small sample tests, okay. The large sample tests are based upon again the normal distribution, okay. Same way, when you go for statistical quality control, the normal distribution is very much essential. In the production units, that means every company will have what you call the quality inspectors as far as the production unit is concerned. Who is a quality inspector? The quality inspector main job is whether the produced products like fans, televisions, computer, chips, cell phones, whatever may be, whether they are up to the mark or not, is there any problem as far as the functionality of the gadgets are concerned. They will test. If at all any problems arises, they immediately inform to the production area, production manager, to test and what you call qualify the products. What is required? Statistical quality control is required. Methods are there, like C chart is there, P chart is there. Okay. So based upon those charts, the statistical quality inspection will be done. So there also the normal distribution is useful. Strictly speaking, without application of the normal distribution, statistical analysis of the data is not possible. If analysis of the data is not possible, research is not possible. Understand? We have whatever way the field of existence, right from space to medical sciences. Everywhere research is mandatory. R&D would be there, research and development. It's a very, very important special wing. If R&D activities are going on means for any company, you can imagine that is going to be a good company, a standard company. Okay? Such a way, the normal distribution is enormously useful for all of us. So one wonderful property is there, wonderful theorem is there, central limit theorem. Okay? So according to this theorem, what happens whenever the sample size increases its size, it tends to follow the normal distribution. So because of this property, what happens in many situations, we are going to apply the normal distribution to understand, to analyze the data. Okay? I stop here. Thank you.